the hunt for some of the rarest, most expensive game consoles of all time. In the past, we've used Sendico to buy items directly from Japan. What's cool about it is that it allows you to not only bid on auctions, but also they will help to pack everything up and ship it directly to you. Now, I have no affiliation with Sendico, but I will just be really honest with you. We've had very good luck with Sendico in the past. Game Boy Advance SP Famicom. Now, I already have one of these, but this is cool. Oh, it's $147. Oh, that's not cool. This is Poke Park Wii, but it also has, is that Pokemon's Coliseum? The Japanese version of Pokemon Coliseum? I'm looking for weird, rare stuff. I'm also just looking for games that I want. So this is a Sakura Pink PlayStation 2 for $94. Yo, so this is a PS3 Slim for $95, and it's very red, aggressively red. A 3DS XL Charizard edition. What is this? N64DD main unit with the RandNet starter kit for $3,000. If you're unfamiliar, the N64DD was a drive attachment for the Nintendo 64. Now this was a massive failure. Very, very few people purchased these. Here's something else that's not quite a Japanese exclusive, but pretty close to it. It is the Panasonic 3DO. This is one of the very first CD-based 3D consoles. So this one's $187. It's actually not too bad. So you've got yourselves a couple of controllers. You see this goofy looking console. It is super silly looking. So let me do this. Let me check with my good buddy, Mr. American Express, to see exactly what my budget is. And I'm gonna place an order with Sendico to get my hands on some of these fancy consoles that I should definitely not buy. Okay, so this is 60 kilograms of Sendico goodness. So this is actually supposed to be here a few days ago, but I got a call from FedEx saying, hey, we've got a package with the wrong address on it. I'm like, sure, whatever. But they just didn't put the address on it. They just put Los Angeles and my name and phone number, and FedEx took it for some reason. And in fact, if we actually hadn't had the FedEx issue, I can't believe I'm about to say this would have shown up from Japan next day. Alex, how much did I pay for my FedEx shipping via Sendico?
You paid a total of 30,815 yen, which is roughly just under 200 US dollars.
That's actually not as bad as I thought.
No, I will tell you, if I tried to take these same boxes and ship them from here to like, I don't know, down the street, it would probably cost me over $200 with FedEx. Like, it is a very reasonable price. $200 in shipping is a lot, but these are huge, heavy boxes. So like, I am not mad about that at all.
Okay.
Whoa! Oh, look at this! We have a little from Sendico with love. Well, that's very nice. Thank you very much.
Wait, that's a manga thingy.
Wait, I think Sendico sent us something.
It is a present. So it is the mini Famicom,
it's a
right?
remake of the Famicom with HDMI and everything.
With a Dragon Ball Z game built into it.
That's very nice. Thank you very much, Sendico. Now, full disclosure here, I've never had any like contact with Sendico short of asking for like help with shipping, so I paid full price for everything. They've never sponsored, there's no affiliate links or anything. So that's you know what? It's a lovely gift. Oh, the gold looks so cool. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna save this for the very end of the video. We're gonna fire this up as our conclusion. All right, first up, we have what looks to be our PS3.
Ooh, I wonder what color that is.
It's purple! Oh,
This is where we find out he's colorblind or
Whoa!
homeschooled.
That would
colorblind.
explain a lot.
Look at this purple PS3.
You said that so confidently and so wrong.
So it's got the like gold PS3 font. It's got like a real texture to it. It almost looks like automotive paint. It's got a little bit of like speckle to it. Try to tell me that that is not the coolest looking PS3 you've ever seen, right? I'm feeling pretty confident. I mean, the PS3 Slims were actually fairly, well, okay, I always want to be careful.
Compared to the fat PS3,
Oh, yeah,
like
of course,
these
way
things
better.
were way more reliable.
But the thing is, we're running into this issue when it comes to consoles with a certain vintage. The disk drives are failing, and oftentimes they're
a certain
That's the most
vintage.
pretentious thing I've ever heard. Just
Are you gonna swish it too before you take a swig?
This seems good. This seems like we're making progress. Oh my God, I have to install it to hard drive, really?
Yeah.
Here, we got 88 seconds to hang out, my friends. How are you?
That's like 4 opportunities to make like 10 videos.
Yeah, he's on the Mark Wahlberg.
Oh my God.
Don't.
He
no.
prays for 3 hours.
This is like the personal hell I live, where somehow it takes minutes to go 54 seconds.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi.
That's one.
Put the pedal to the metal, boys! We're going Gran Turismo racing today! I'm driving a Mazda! Zoom, zoom, motherfucker, let's go! Why is everyone passing me? Why are these controls so bad? Going deep, going deep, going deep, going deep! I made that work, I'm okay with that.
Prius right now?
No? I think we can confirm the PS3 works. We can also confirm that I understand how long 67 seconds takes. About a week. Next up, this is one I have been wanting for quite a while and couldn't justify, but today I justified it.
Is this a Nintendo 64 DD?
Sore subject, Ken. Okay, I'm gonna level with you. I bid on 3 different N64 DDs. Each one of them went above $1,300, which is the point where I bailed. Look, the N64 DD, I want to get one day, but I couldn't justify that much money for a obscure N64 accessory. We instead got the next best thing, and by next best thing, I mean it has nothing to do with it whatsoever in any way. Behold, my friends, the one and only Panasonic 3DO.
Oh my God.
Yeah, baby.
So, if that doesn't mean anything to you, congratulations on not being old.
I was like just getting out of the fetus
You were a zygote?
phase. Yes, that one.
The 3DO was a CD-based console from the early 90s. So this came out at a time where it was the Wild West of game consoles. At the time, Sega and Nintendo really kind of dominated, but this is when Philips got in with the CDI, Panasonic with the 3DO, of course Sony with the PlayStation, who were tremendously successful. Now this one I will say, at first I'm like, oh, it's kind of like scuff, but actually this is just the texture. You hear that? Like it's very like bumpy is the best way to describe it. It's one.
Stop doing that.
It's fine. It's built like a Panasonic tank.
Spoken like a used car salesman.
This bad boy only got 75,000 miles. You can get it today for a low introductory offer of 24.49% APR on a 96-month loan at $444 a month. So it's nice and clean. So it's got the gold Panasonic logo here. The CD audio, which was something that was a little bit more unique for the 3DO and some of these other consoles. Got the power button, open and close, controller ports, and around back, not a whole lot. We've got an expansion slot, mode, S-video, and audio and video out. I would love to demo this for you, except that I forgot to order a game for it. Welcome to Austin's oral history of the 3DO. Pencils down, please. This is going to be an oral exam, and I'm just stalling for time because I need to go on eBay real quick and find the fastest shipping I can for the Need for Speed. Now, when we were doing the research for this video, there are a lot of special editions that I had never seen or heard about. And this is one that I really wish we could have gotten because it looks so sick. But in fact, not only was it rare in Japan, you couldn't even buy this. This was only you only could win this through an auction, right?
Lottery.
A lottery, yeah. So this is a properly rare limited edition. This, my friends, is a limited edition Nintendo 3DS LL Charizard.
Oh my God.
So this was, it's an LL, obviously this is the called the XL here, but this is the 3DS XL that has, oh look at that, a nice little bit of foam on it. How sick does that look? Like honestly, isn't that so cool?
I think that is officially the best looking 3DS that we
By far, right? And again, excellent condition. Like if I look really close, a couple little scuffs on the side, it's not completely mint. How much did I pay for my super cool Charizard 3DS direct from Japan, which I will remind you is only available via purchasing it if you won a lottery. So, you know, very limited edition and therefore valuable.
We paid $146.
So for the record, if you go on AliExpress,
No, that doesn't count.
you can get the same shell replacement for $1.42.
That's a third-party reproduction. I want the authentic, legitimate, original Zard. All right, now let's see if our Charizard works. Now surely this will give us no problems, right? No, it's just thinking about it. There we go.
Hey.
The 3DS is elderly at this point. You gotta give it a little bit of time. Okay, my 3D is activated and it looks real bad, like every bit of 3D ever did. Whoa! Oh, 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 oh,
Oh, my eyes hurt now. That looks really bad. Oh my God. The 3DS is starting to have a little bit of a renaissance, mostly because you really can't play 3DS. What is wrong with you, Matt?
Oh, this is a good vintage of a console. It's having a renaissance.
So with the 3DS, because you can't really play 3DS games on any newer console, if you want to play anything remotely similar to the original hardware, you gotta go buy yourself a 3DS. The good thing is it clearly seems to work just fine. The bad thing is that I don't have a Pokemon game to play, which is very unfortunate. But I do have Hey Pikmin, which is one of the games for the 3DS.
Is it a Japanese 3DS game?
It was at this moment he knew he f***ed up.
You trying to tell me that the 3DS was actually region locked and it was the DS that was not region locked? I knew that. I'm just gonna double check. No, it's fine, it's fine. I've got another card here. This has a, don't worry about what this one is. It's got good games on it. I mean game, singular. Look at that, it works. What more could you ask for out of a 3DS? Next up, we have yet another unique colorway. Now, I'm not sure if you've recognized this from its distinctive personality and silhouette.
Is this a Nintendo 64 DD?
When we were recently doing a video talking about the illustrious PlayStation 2, part of the thing we were doing for the research was looking for some of the different models and whatnot to talk about, and we came across this. I did not know that this ever existed, but it was in an old Japanese ad. I wanted to find one. This is a blue PS2. Look at that.
I love that.
Isn't that sick? It's matte. It looks like...
No, Matt's right here.
Yeah, unfortunately. Now, I don't know much else about it, so this is a little bit of a later model because it does have the expansion bay. For reference, not that I forgot or anything, how much did I pay for this aqua blue PS2 that looks amazing and is definitely going to be really cool to play?
We paid 8,500 yen, which is roughly about 51-ish dollars.
Are you sure you didn't drop a zero from that?
No.
The only downside is that I do believe the PS2 was region locked. So if you got a bunch of great PS2 Japanese games, like...
we do, because we have 4 PS2s you bought last time.
I did do that, didn't I? Oh, right.
I gotta say that this might be the nicest color for a console I think I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm not even kidding. Dude, the label on the back is also blue.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
It looks so cool.
At least it looks
So
good.
we can get rid of a couple others now.
Now we keep them all. So let's see if our PS2 actually works. Now this is going to be region locked, so I know that you need to play Japanese PlayStation games. We actually don't have any PS2 games, but we have a couple of Japanese PS1 games which should work.
Huh. So what you're saying is we have yet another
No.
in the
Hold on, wait. No, let me think about
One
this.
of 10,
Yeah,
but this one is blue.
Am I doing something wrong here? Okay, so input.
You keep buying PS2s that are dead.
This actually is our 10th PS2.
Yeah, I know. And they all don't work.
So this is a old school Sony catalog specifically for the PSX. Now, if you're not familiar, Ken actually did a whole video on the PSX before, but this is basically a PS2 that Sony sold back in the late part of the PS2 life cycle. It was absurdly expensive, but it was really powerful. It was also the first time they used the XMB. So it's from December of 2003. Also, shout out to my Sony card. So there were 2 models of it, 160 gig, which was 80,000 yen, and 250 gigs, which was 99,000 yen. PSX, future, entertainment, power. How cool is this? I found it. I found the other 3DO. Because we ordered so much stuff from Sendico, everything got split across 2 boxes. So,
I think it's safe to say that no one in the history of anything has said, oh, there's the other 3DO.
You absolutely sold the acting on that one.
the original 3DO here, you can see, has this very chunky but distinctive style. The FC10 is a much more, I would say slim. It's actually not that much smaller. It's more sort of like flat.
It lost its personality.
It did, but you have a cheaper disk drive, I'll say. But other than that, it actually looks pretty similar. Now this one's a little bit more scuffed, so you have a couple of scratches here and here, but by and large, it looks pretty decent. They've got the same ports and whatnot. Now, you might ask yourself, hey Austin, now that you've purchased 2 3DOs and forgot to still order
the game? Well, through the magic of editing, we can fast forward a few days when my copy of Need for Speed shows up from eBay, and we can try both of these 3DOs with the goofy controller. I don't know if I've ever actually done a video on the 3DO. So first of all, there's only one controller port on the front of the 3DO, and the second controller port is in the actual first controller. So if you're gonna play a game with your buddy, you gotta have him plug his controller into your controller, which is questionable. But what's not questionable is on the bottom of the controller, you've got yourself a headphone jack. Dude, this is actually cool. This is actually cool. And to show off just how cool it is, we've got ourselves the Need for Speed. Not like Need for Speed, no. This is the Need for Speed, AKA the first one. Okay, the speed of this is terrific. The fact that I was able to close the disc tray and immediately started loading, I would just say that a lot of consoles from this generation, you had to restart a lot. And this one seems like it might just work, maybe. Possible.
I hope so.
Wow, it loads so fast.
You know what though? I think I know my problem. That disc is not spinning. Like
Did you press the disc spin button?
There's no disc spin button. So I'm gonna load a disc up and hopefully this one works, right? Oh, I hear the disc spinning, so that actually is a much better sign. Mr. Sunglasses.
We're about to get the bonus features on this DVD.
So clearly quite primitive looking graphics, but we do have a first person view, which is nice. Oh, hell no, get back here. The controls are not good, and the physics are also not good. So the 3DO, it sure exists. One of the consoles of all time. I think I know what this one is. So I was a GameCube kid. So I largely skipped out on this generation of gaming. I was still rocking my PS1 for a long time, but I couldn't help myself. I wanted a GameCube, especially because the GameCube was only $100. Now I had a purple GameCube because that was the color, but Japan got some more unique colors, including an orange GameCube. Now this one I will say is in a little bit rougher cosmetic shape. I did see that in the listing, but it's still cool, and importantly, if you look on the bottom, it has the Game Boy player. Now, the Game Boy player was a cool accessory. So this is a essentially full Game Boy Advance that is built into this bottom slot. Now, Game Boy players were neat. In fact, a lot of people still use Game Boy players, a lot of like streamers and whatnot, because it's one of the best ways to get authentic, real video out of a Game Boy Advance game. But the key here is not only the fact that this is a unique colorway across the board. So in the US and most other regions, I think this only ever came in black. So the fact that you get the orange GameCube and Game Boy player, I think looks really cool. But on top of that, I think in this one right here, we actually have the disc to make it work. Now, if you go to try to buy a Game Boy player today, you can actually find them pretty easily, but it's useless without the disc. So I've seen listings for the discs going for more than the actual Game Boy players themselves, because people lose these things over the years. So we've got the whole setup, including the orange controller, which is also a little bit scuffed, but not too bad looking. So this is Pokemon Coliseum.
What?
You couldn't have gone for Gale of Darkness?
Here's the thing. I got Coliseum, the Japanese version of Coliseum, and Poke Park for Wii. Coliseum is one of those games that I feel like a lot of people look back on fondly because it was definitely the most adult Pokemon game they ever made. Like literally you start out by bombing the bad guys' headquarters and stealing their machine, which you use to steal other people's Pokemon. So like $9 for these games is pretty good. But how much did I pay for the GameCube and complete Game Boy player with the actual controller?
It is roughly $110 US.
Yeah, boy. Come on, it's GameCube. And their GameCube is set to 2136.
Oh, he's living in the freaking future, dude.
Let's go ahead and start out by playing with the Game Boy player. Now, this is the thing I'm really excited about because I've never seen a colorized Game Boy player before. So I'm gonna put the disc in. I'm also gonna load up a copy of Pokemon Red. So you can see it's exactly like I have a Game Boy Advance. So the only extra thing is if I hit the Z button, you have a few extra different things. You can change like the controller layouts and whatnot. And as you can see, it is exactly like I have a Game Boy running on my GameCube. Now, I'm gonna load up a copy of Pokemon Coliseum and make sure this works so we can play a proper GameCube game. Subscribe. I'm gonna win this game. I'm gonna show my Pokemon skills and hope that I can read the Japanese names of moves. Don't know what that is, don't know what that is, don't know what that is.
Oh, that's bad. Can you live this? Can you live this? Yeah, you do. Okay, we're good. Anyway, GameCube works. Orange is orange. And Austin needs to pull out some Google Translate. When was the last time you played a game on your phone?
Never. Never.
10 minutes ago, actually.
What kind of game were you playing?
I was playing
Hey, don't kiss. What were you playing it on?
my iPhone.
So you would say that you're an Apple gamer, perhaps?
No.
I am.
Well, looky for you, I've got the brand new Apple Pippin. Now, the way this worked was that this was essentially a Mac designed to be a game console. So it's PowerPC based. It actually ran a version of Mac OS, but keep in mind that this was 94, 95, something like that. This was definitely mid-90s. Now, they actually did sell this globally, I think. There was something weird about like how Apple and Bandai did it together, and how Bandai, like there's like different versions or something, like it was branded Bandai in Japan and Apple elsewhere or something. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's go. So it's actually been nicely packed inside of here. So I'm actually gonna go slow through this because I really want to see everything that we've got. Oh, yo, dude, this is minty. Did someone even ever like play this? Word Paint Mail? Oh, so there's extra stuff. So you know what? Whoever had this put extra discs in here, because I don't think that's listed on here. Oh, yo, dude, I'm so happy right now. Oh, let's go, let's go. Look at this, dude, this is mint. So you can definitely see the resemblance to like a regular computer. So it's not that same kind of beige, but you have yourself, these are not USB ports, these are controller ports. You also have what looks to be an aux up front, the disk drive, and you have a bunch of settings here. So you can fast forward, eject, play, change your volume, that whole thing. It has not only RCA out and whatnot, but it also has a VGA. You can hook this up to a monitor. Look at this massive manual for Word Paint Mail. Why does it smell so good?
What? Whoa.
Oh, he's being so aggressive with it.
It smells nice. And then there's even more in here. I'm so excited. Look at how much paperwork they give you. What is this, like my register warranty or something?
I actually think that's not too far off. That's got some crust to it.
Oh, why did I smell it? I thought you could. So we've got ourselves the Pippin controller, which, dude, this is so mint. All right. We're gonna just say the Pippin controller left something to be desired.
Is that a PS3 controller?
I was gonna say.
That's the boomerang. So the way that the Pippin works, and you'll see in a minute, is that again, it's very Mac-like, which meant that you kind of were expected to have not a controller, but a mouse. So that's why we have this trackball. Let's actually go we have like a VGA monitor. Because we can just plug this into a TV, but this supports high resolution 480p output via VGA. Let's get the absolute primo image quality for our Pippin, and I'll try to figure out how to use it in Japanese. Oh, okay, a couple button presses, it's fine. You hear that fan?
Yeah, sounds real bad.
It does not sound great.
Wow, an Apple product overheating? No
Ooh, wait, hold on, we got, is that a video signal? No, that looks like an error message. So with a regular CRT with an RCA connection, let's see if this works this time. Ew. It's telling me to put a disc in, and I put a disc in like a minute ago. You know what is the problem in this situation? The Pippin. The disk drive doesn't work. It sucks because people talk about like game preservation and whatnot, and it's important largely because so many old consoles are dying. I'm gonna try another disc.
I think this is a case in point for digital.
Yeah.
Okay, let me show you how it's done. I was really hoping that just worked and then you look dumb.
Who looks dumb now?
I mean, still you, but now it's just a growing list.
This is not good. No, what are you doing? We've come so far, and yet we're still so far. Last but certainly not least, we've got ourselves the Famicom that was so graciously donated by Sendico. Now, while I will say that it's incredibly nice of them to bestow upon me this Famicom, I'm not gonna let that cloud my judgment. I'm just trying to, I will say this emulation seems bad. You see all the weird scan lines? Oh, I'm dead now. As always, especially when you're purchasing items from Sendico, you have to keep in mind that you're rolling the dice. Sometimes you get lucky with your junk console that shows up to be in immaculate condition that you got for $20, and sometimes a package gets delivered to the city of Los Angeles with your name on it and no further information other than that. But luckily, I am the only Austin Evans
There's like 6.